Hello, I'm Brian Vadim, and I'm coming to you from my hometown of Somerville, New Jersey. Great place to visit, and even a better place to live. It's known for its restaurants, clubs, shops, festivals, Friday night classic cars, even the Tour of Somerville bike race. There's always something to do. It's also known for its history, from George Washington headquartering at the Wallace House, his troops staying at the Somerset Hotel, the oldest working tavern in the nation. Teddy Roosevelt spoke from the courthouse steps, the same courthouse which tried many infamous cases, some of which ended up at the gallows, Hangman's Hill on Cliff Street. There's a lot of strange tales and stories that go with that history, and we're gonna dive into some of those stories in this film series. Because as the saying goes, if only walls could talk. Well, apparently, in Somerville, they do. So you bought the house when?
So they bought the house in 1978. But prior to that, of course, my mother and stepfather took me over to looking at different houses, and we went to look at the house. And so they went here, and they went off to look at the house, and they sent me to play with their kids. They had kids my age. So we were running around the house. We went up into the attic, and they were showing me some stuff. And then we left, and then maybe a day or two later, my mother had asked me if, when I was in the attic with the kids, if we had opened any boxes or anything. And I said no. And she said, oh, okay, because there were a lot of boxes that had been opened because they were moving and they were preparing to move, and a lot of boxes had been opened. I said, no, we didn't. So they bought the house. And so move-in day, I was there with my stepsister, and we're just walking up to the front door to open the door, and we heard like weird noises coming from inside the house, almost like a woo, kind of like weird noises, and I was like, what is that? And of course the lady next door was like the nosy old lady that lived on the street, and she's watching us, and I don't know if she heard the noises, but we heard the noises. So we that was first thing that we noticed kind of weird there. After we moved in, not too long after we moved in, we had all the attic was the dumping ground for things. And we had up there a bookshelf, and I had an old like pirate chest looking thing that had old toys in it. And I had noticed one day I went up there, and the bookshelf had been completely knocked over. Everything was off of it. And the chest, it wasn't like knocked over. It was like someone picked it up, opened it, and dumped it, because there was contents and there was trunk. There was no debris trail like if something falls over. There was two separate piles, which I know was odd. And so when we started to figure out attic was the source of weird things, we it was an old house, and so the floor would come to the roof, and then there was the eaves around the entire attic, and there was nothing in there. You could put your hand down in there. We started finding things in there, jewelry, toys. We found a meat cleaver, like a really old, big meat cleaver in there. And we would start to lose things. Remote control, you lose your remote control all the time. You find it in the seat cushion. In that house, you find it in the attic. You go up and you reach down in the eaves and, oh, there it is. And we became friends with the neighbor across the street, and she had grown up on that street. And she knew that the owner of the house, the original owner, was Mrs. Micks, who was a little recluse, a little lady, a little crazy old cat lady. And for a while in the summer of late 50s, her grass was growing tall, and no one had seen her, so they had found someone, went in the house and found that she had died in the attic, and apparently her cats were using her as a meal.
She was found.
She was found, according to the woman we befriended, that she had been, the cats were in the house and were munching on her, so she was there for a while, and so I guess since that's where she died, that was a lot of the mischief would occur in the attic. As the attic was a dumping ground, my mother and I one weekend decided to clean it up, and we made it all nice. And I had we stacked up. There were blankets. We'd folded them and stacked them on a chair, and we're leaving the attic, and forgot to turn the light off. And the light was, you had to go up steps, landing, up steps, and there's a wall here when you're going up. And so I had to go up and turn off the light. So I'd just gone down the steps, forgotten, gone back up, and as soon as I got back up, the blankets were on the floor, but not like they fell, they were open. It was about 5 seconds. And a lot of weird things like that would happen. I was, I think because I was in my early teens, and I've heard that spirits are attracted to the energy from people going through puberty, emanate a lot of energy. So I was the target a lot, and I think she just enjoyed messing with me. And I'd come home from school, and one day I was in my room, second floor, attic above me, and with my sister's cat was in the room, and on the bed, and just all of a sudden the cat looks up. Okay, what are you looking at? And then after the cat's looking up for a few seconds, boom, from the attic. And I knew I was the only person home. We had a burglar alarm, so there was no one there. So that was one of the times where I would just go downstairs and wait for my mother. Telling the friends about this, and my parents went away for vacation and had some friends over for a party, and we decided we were going to try to talk to Mrs. Micks.
How about when that face comes through the wall? Oh, it still gets me every night.
Oh, yeah. Mine was when she was in the classroom and her dead friend is in a body bag outside the hall calling her name.
Oh.
No. How about when the tongue comes out of the telephone?
Oh my!
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
I do remember that one.
Yeah, it's fun getting scared sometimes.
Sometimes.
What about you, G? You still have that ghost that lives in your house, whatever? What's her name again?
Mrs. Micks.
Oh, come on, man. Ghosts.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Believe what you want.
Hey, when's the last time you seen her?
Oh, well, I've never actually seen her. She just likes to screw with us all the time. Like noises and, hiding one thing, putting it over there, just generally kind of banging and all that stuff. Mostly up in the attic. That's where they found her half-eaten body from her cats. Yeah, I know.
Wait,
it
what?
sounds crazy. Yes, I'm not kidding. She lived alone with like 100 cats, and she died, so cats got to eat.
Dude.
Ew.
I know.
So gross. Hey,
Yeah.
let's contact her.
You're kidding me, right?
No. Gee, don't you still have that Ouija board somewhere?
Yeah, probably. But we don't really need to contact her, okay? I get enough of this without the
Come on.
contact
No.
as it is. We can just play quarters or something. Let's continue with the card game.
You don't want to contact her because it's BS.
No, that's not it. It's not BS. It's not BS.
That's exactly what it is.
I want to prove
man.
myself. She is real. She's real.
Come on, man. I want to see what you're talking about.
Yeah. We'll make it like a drinking game. Tell you what, every time she responds, we drink.
I say cheers to that.
Okay. All right.
Gee, go get your board.
All right.
So we broke out the Ouija board, and we're all having fun. We're drinking. We got the Ouija board out, and we're there trying to get her to talk to us, and she didn't want to talk to us. So I said to her, what's the matter? Why don't you want to talk to me? You bee, I called her a bitch, and as soon as I said that,
Ready, boys? Let's do this thing. Okay, everybody, place your fingertips down like this, like so.
I don't know, man.
Just get your hands down here. Come on, bro.
Mrs. Micks, are you here? Are you with us? Will you come down from the attic and reveal yourself to us? Is there someone you wish to communicate with? Come on, Mrs. Micks. Give us a sign. Any sign. Is there something you wish to tell us? Did you know you were dead? Is there someone else you wish to communicate with? Is it Gordon?
Man, nothing's happening. Shh. Give it a minute.
Come on, Mrs. Micks. Show yourself to everyone. Don't make me look like a fool now.
I don't know, guys. I mean, maybe we have to stick a candle in front of the mirror or something.
Nah,
Right, that
dude.
works.
That's like for like demons or some shit.
Come on. Ask her again.
Mrs. Micks, will you try to communicate with us? Can you tell us what happened to you? Will you reveal yourself to us? Is there anything we could do, Mrs. Micks? Why do you remain in this house, Mrs. Micks?
Anything?
No.
All right. Come on, you old bitch.
Whoa.
What the?
Was that an earthquake?
No. It's Mrs. Micks. It's Mrs. Micks.
the house, like the windows shook. It was boom, and everybody was like. And so my friends got brave and they decided they were going to go to the attic to confront Mrs. Micks. And like 4 of them go running up the steps. And they got to the attic door and they weren't brave enough to go there. But that was one of the first times where there was a witness.
During the editing process, I realized that this was more than just a story. It was real. I needed to speak with an expert. Yeah, all we know, we have no backstory. All we know is that their husband built a house for her,
Okay.
and then soon after died.
Oh.
And then no one really saw her. She became a recluse and had many, many cats. That's how they found her body. You know, our cats were eating her because she was left there in the attic. She died in the attic. So,
she died in the attic.
Yes, that's where they found her body. Yes, the Ouija party with Gordon and his friends tried to. They were partying. They tried to summon her or speak with her using a Ouija board. Now, it didn't go well. This was the first time, I think, he said, that she became angry. That she would not respond to anything. And he called her bitch. And that's when the house shook. And it seems to me that it's like another time that happened too. Gordon's mother cursed at her, and like a plate flew off the wall. Now, the question is, the Ouija board, did that piss her off? Did they summon another spirit? I mean,
well, here's the thing is that, again, first of all, I'm going to say they were kids. So did the house shake, or did something just kind of shake in the room? Did the floor shake under them?
They thought it was an earthquake. Gordon said that all the windows vibrated and shook. The whole house went like a big boom.
Okay, so my first impressions are human spirits don't generally cause that kind of physical change in the environment. They can move things like chairs, tables, maybe, but shaking a whole house when you're playing with a Ouija board, this is something that I always tell people, because I played with them as a kid. Yeah. And you don't really know what you're doing. You're just like, oh, who's going to talk to us? Even though I know they wanted to talk to her, you don't know who you're inviting or what you're inviting into that. And I don't know how deep you want to go into that type of discussion, like the demonology part of it. But that's one of the biggest issues we find in paranormal and negative hauntings is the use of things like Ouija boards, because you start talking to someone, you don't know who you're talking to.
That was the other question. I was saying to myself, is it possible it wasn't her they reached?
And that's very possible.
We would see a lot of times the dog, we had a dog sleep on the landing going upstairs, and the dog would be sleeping, all of a sudden they would look around like, what happened? And maybe being a cat lover, she didn't like dogs, and the dogs would never go upstairs. They were always afraid to go upstairs. And my stepfather was always, he thought we were crazy, that we're just making stuff up, that there's no way that there's a ghost in the house. And he finally started to come over to our side when they were cat sitting. And the cat was in the entryway of the house, and my stepfather was in his chair in the living room, and he says to my mom, said, look, the cat. And look over, and the cat was playing, but not just playing, it was playing with someone. That it was obviously looking at something that someone was presenting to it, and it was playing with someone. And that was the first time when he started to believe that maybe something's going on.
Now, this animal thing.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me, is this common?
Are so much more sensitive than we are. Again, they don't know. They just know it's something else in their presence. And I can't tell you the amount of times I hear people talking about, my cat stares off into the corner. And granted, cats are weird. But, there's a lot of times when animals seem like they're following something. I've done during readings, especially when I do mediumship readings, I've been in people's homes where I know where I am seeing the person, and I don't even have to look over there. If I'm looking straight at you, but know that to my right is where I bring in the spirit to talk to them, and an animal sitting there staring to the right the whole time. A little more than coincidence to me.
And he also said that dogs would never go upstairs.
Dogs, I think, are more empathic to energy, and they're just, I don't want anything to do with that. And that's common too. The dogs tend to be a little more apprehensive of it than cats.
And one time that really freaked me out was I had chores. I get home, I had to vacuum, so we kept the attic, the vacuum in the attic on the landing, and it was partially obscured by the wall, and there was an old canister vacuum. So I go up, open the door, and grab it, and I grabbed the canister, and I grabbed the hose, and I pulled it, and so there's always crap on the landing there, and it pulled back. So I thought maybe it was stuck. So I pulled it again, and it pulled back again. And there was a window right above that part of the landing, and the sun, afternoon sun, was shining through, and as it shined through, I swore I saw a shadow of someone. So I said, okay, you keep the vacuum, and downstairs I would go and wait for my mother, and I would be sitting on the porch when she got home from work, and she would look at me and say, Mrs. Micks? I'd say, yes, Mrs. Micks. And I was listening to records one day in my room, and I put the needle on the record, and it just went from the end all the way and hit the post. And so I picked it up again, put it down, and the second time I put it down, it went like someone flicked it. It just flew and bounced off there. And I started to feel like chills. I was like, okay, Mrs. Micks doesn't like anthrax. My mother would very often tell me stories of, she would lose things. You'd come in the house, put something down, go back to get that thing, and it would be gone. And then you come in your house and you put things in a common place, and they would just disappear. And then what Mrs. Micks enjoyed doing was you would go to replace that item, and when you come home with that replacement, there it is, back in the original spot where you had left it. And she got angry at this one time. She was wrapping Christmas presents upstairs in one of the bedrooms, and she had put something down. She went back to wrap it, and it was gone. And she cursed at Mrs. Micks. She F-bombed Mrs. Micks, which she did not enjoy that, because downstairs on the other side of the house, in the dining room, one of her decorative plates fell off the wall and broke. So that was another occurrence where if you curse at her, you're in trouble. On Thanksgiving, one of my stepsister-in-laws, who was a skeptic, she was helping out do the dishes, and they were in the kitchen talking, and she had washed the dishes, very small. Next to the sink was a very small counter, and then there was a break, and then there was another room in the pantry, maybe about 6 feet away. So she, drying dishes, she puts a glass lid from a pot down and says, I don't believe in this, Mrs. Micks. And as soon as she says that, the lid flew, but it's not like it fell off. It flew into the next room and smashed against the washing machine. And as my mother got older, she had some medicine that was a prescription strength of Pepsid. And she also had the regular Pepsid as well. And one day she wasn't feeling good, and both she and my stepfather are running around the house trying to find it. Where's the Pepsid? Where's the Pepsid? And so my stepfather tells me this, the former skeptic. He said that he's in the kitchen and he's looking for it, and he starts to hear a noise that he said sounded like someone was throwing a tennis ball against the house. He just heard like this. And he starts to think it's coming from the cabinet. And he goes to the cabinet, he opens the cabinet, and Pepsid, the store brand, the over-the-counter Pepsid, falls onto the counter. And so that was one time where I guess she was trying to help out my mom. She's looking for her medicine. Here you go. Years ago, they had the roof replaced, and the contractors were up there working. And two things that they had mentioned to my mother was they had a ladder in the attic, so they could go up. And one guy, everybody had left. There was one guy working, and he went to step down onto his ladder, and it wasn't there. And then another thing, after they had gone, a few days go by and they contact my mother, and they're like, hey, we had a brand new pry bar that we had, and we can't find it. So if you find it, let us know. So she said a couple weeks go by, and she's cleaning up there, and she opened up a bottom drawer of a dresser, and underneath a blanket was the pry bar from the roofers. And now we're going to move on to the Christmas time.
Christmas time.
So we went over for Christmas, and my stepfather was cooking, but he takes his break. He would have his apron on and his timer. He'd sit down in his chair and he'd fall asleep. And he said that he woke up and he saw an older woman standing in front of him holding a present. And I guess he kind of shook his head to make sure that he was awake, and he looked, and she was still there, and she was this older woman holding a Christmas present.
Hello, Father. You have the whole world in your hands.
It's so good to see you again.
We're all proud of you.
Yeah. We are all proud
Mr.
of
Hank
you.
loves you. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And he was convinced at that point that that was Mrs. Micks. And so when my mother passed away, and then my stepfather was there alone. And I don't know if he had any experience while he was living alone. He would never mention anything like that. But I did tell him, while I would go check on him every week. I said, Walt, you have to carry your phone with you, because I don't want to be the person to find you dead on the bathroom floor. So just about a year after my mother passed away, I had been trying to reach him, and no phone, no answer. So I went to the house and went in, and I knew as soon as I got in that something was wrong. And guess who found him dead on the bathroom floor? And he had been there for a few days, which is kind of weird, because so was Mrs. Micks.
Ironically, the same kind of situation found.
Yeah. So she was up in the attic for a while, and he was on the floor for a while. It was, it was, he died on Wednesday, and I found him on Sunday. So it wasn't too...
And you still found the coffee pot was still on.
Yeah, the police found the coffee pot was still on. So we were very lucky that he made coffee on Wednesday morning, went upstairs, and because he had taken his Wednesday morning pills. So we knew that it was after that sometime. And so the coffee pot was on until Sunday. And it was still on. It was the old glass coffee pot, Mr. Coffee. So it had burned all the way out. And we were lucky that it just didn't burn the whole house down.
Yeah.
Going through the process of getting the house ready for sale, we would, my step siblings and their kids would come over on the weekends when they could all meet, and we would go through stuff and start cleaning stuff up, and we'd have breakfast or lunch. And there was one time we'd clean up, we'd go there, we'd work, and then we'd leave. Everything would be clean when we would leave. We'd come back the next week, and in the kitchen, on a paper towel, where we had left glasses to dry, was a tooth. We don't know whose tooth it was. When we left, we were together, so it wasn't like somebody said, oh, I'm just going to put this tooth here. And that was, that's the big story that we all tell now, is there's like, what about the tooth? I got the picture of the tooth. And we...
Do you have the tooth?
I don't have the tooth. I have a picture of the tooth.
A picture of the tooth.
I think my stepbrother Bill, his wife Maggie, has the tooth.
Around their neck.
I don't know who. Yeah, but that was really weird. I was concerned going there because even as an adult, And if I was the only one in that house, it was almost like she knew I was there. My mom was in the hospital. They sent me back to the house to get something. I go in the house, and as soon as I walk in the door, I know I'm the only one there. And I hear noises upstairs. And I'll just say, come on, just give me a break. I'm here for a minute. Leave me alone. So I was kind of afraid to be going over there alone, getting the house ready for sale, because I would have to wait for contractors, and I'm working there. And nothing really happened. So one day I was going to meet my brother Bill, and I get in the house, and the temperature was like 93 degrees in the house. And this could be a malfunction of an old house furnace. So I go to the thermostat and I turned it down, and nothing happened. So I had to go down to the basement and actually do an emergency shutdown on the furnace. That could have been her messing around. But finally, when we got the house cleaned out, and the attic was an absolute nightmare. Because the attic was always a mess and we had cleaned up everything, I went up to take a picture of the attic, of the clean attic, and I took a couple pictures and sent it to everyone, and they were, wow, look at the attic, it's so clean. And then one of my sister-in-laws texted back, did you see the face? And so we all looked at it, and there's, you can always see the little dust spots, but this was not a dust spot. This was a face. I don't know if you saw it. I will show you the face. Okay. So if you zoom in above the window, and there's a dot above the window, zoom in on it, and you can see there's a hairline.
Oh man.
So they were, oh, that's your mother, or that's Mrs. Micks.
Somebody docked it.
No, that is, so that was creepy.
It's an eye and...
Yeah, you can see that's a face. So once we got the house cleaned out, we had someone come by and clean it out of everyone else, of everything else. So because I would not want to be the current owner with Mrs. Micks and my mother and my stepfather there. So according to the person who came by, he helped Mrs. Micks go away, and that my mother and my stepfather were not there. So I would hope for the current owners that they don't have to deal with that.
So let's do the aftermath.
Okay.
Well, it's all how.
Oh yes.
That you still. To this
So
day.
like what I had said when we before, I may have dreams about her, because I do have dreams, and it's always her doing something and me cursing at her. And
Not a good thing.
out loud, Christina will say, she'll wake me up because I'll be going, "Oh, oh, oh," but that's me yelling at Mrs. Micks because she's doing, and I always curse at her because I know that's going to make her do more, so I just yell at her. But so I know today I'll probably have a dream.
I am only speculating, but it sounds to me like she wants attention. She wants to be noticed. We as people have very complicated emotions. We're never just one type of personality all the time. If we carry that over to the spirit afterlife, she might have, complex emotions too, where if you think about it, she was found dead in her attic with her cats eating her. So it's almost like, realize I'm here. I don't want to be forgotten, but I'm still a nice person. I still want to be helpful. And also, it may have not been an intentional thing to his stepfather that she had to go out of her way. It might have just been in that moment, her energy was very strong. Again, holidays are high stress times. People's energy is increased. It feeds more energy into the environment. So that's one of the theories, is that spirits use energy from the environment to manifest. So if things are all hypercharged, and not even necessarily negatively, she could have been drawing from that and been like, yes, I'm real, but I want to be a part of this. You're my family.
It was time for my nightly walk in town. It's a place where I think and work things out in my head. Put it all together. I may have dreams of God, because I do have This paranormal film series, which I thought would be easy, has turned out to be exhausting. Ghosts are something I just saw in the movies. I never paid much attention to it. Now I have a whole new respect of things that possibly I can't quite comprehend. We're always taught to be afraid. Are we afraid because there's something to actually fear? Or are we afraid because we just don't understand? I can only imagine what it would be like to live with a restless spirit, something I have no experience in, nor do I want to. This series is teaching me a valuable lesson. There's so much we'll never understand. What is it like to live with a ghost?
I would really feel, what is she going to do to me now? What is she going to do to me now?
Nothing. Like, you're not afraid.
Right. I never really felt like people would ask, how can you live there?
It wasn't like you felt like it was an evil demon.
Right. It always felt, I mean, when I was there alone, I would have, if I would hear a noise, I would be afraid. But knowing that, okay, let's say I come home, I'm alone, I know there's a burglar alarm, so I know I'm the only one in the house. So I know, based on prior experience, that this isn't a, a evil or malicious spirit. That, she's sharing the house with us, sometimes likes to make herself known, take some things, break some things, but that's it. So I never really felt like I was going to be hurt. I know that she didn't like to be cursed at, and she didn't like to be discounted, but I never really felt scared that I was going to be hurt. And again, she was helpful because the Ouija happened when I was in my late teens, and then the Pepsid happens when I'm in my 30s. So she had, like any person, she ran hot and cold. She would be fine and be mischievous, and then if you do something to make her angry, she's going to let you know she's angry. I wonder what would have happened the day of the Ouija board if my friends would have actually made it up into the attic.
Yeah, well, why did you take them?
I didn't go upstairs. I let them go. I said, you go ahead. You
push them up, urge them up.
I was like, go. And then I said, nah, it's okay. We'll not mention her anymore. We put the Ouija board away. That was it. It was in the box. Forget about it.
Stay out of the attic.
Yeah.
Fascinating story.
And I wonder, when Walter died, the way he died was he obviously fell. He was sick, run into the bathroom, and there was a piece of wood on the floor separating the wood floor from the tile floor. And it looks like his pants were halfway down. He was having an emergency, and it looks like he fell. However, not knowing how Mrs. Micks felt about him, is it possible he had a little help?
It's a possibility.
You never know. If she could take a pry bar and put it in a drawer, she could give a little something on his way to the bathroom.
Your move, Mrs. Micks. We'll never ever really know why Mrs. Micks was not at rest, or why she haunted Gordon and his family for so many years. She'll just be another strange tale within this series. I'm Brian Vadim. I hope to see you again for another episode on the Ghosts of Somerville. Like what I would do is I would start back,
Oh,
and then everybody,
kind of slowly.
you just come in all together so you're on the screen. Lean in more. There you go. There you go. Yeah, all right, you ready? Let's do that.
That's
Let's go
Instagram
back.
shot.
Leaning against the wall.
I'll grab it.
Yeah, that's it. Then we'll do something like that. Ow, I'm recording, by the way. Maybe I didn't record. Oh, wouldn't that suck?
Everybody, place your finger.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Mike fell.
you like this?
That's not good.
Mrs. Micks, gotta hold on a second.
That was Mrs.
Boom
Micks.
in the
I know,
shot.
she's like, I'm ready. She's like, let me put my
Boom in the
fingertips
shot.
down.
It's a nice boom. It's a really nice boom.
Yeah, well, you know, I got a lot of toys. And place it in there, and then you're patting it down, and then you're like, what the? Pull that up and stay right there. We just keep rolling. We don't care. Yeah, you won't see it. Don't worry. All right, you're rolling, Grandpa. So when the light comes in,
Whoa.
What the? Is that an earthquake?
No. It's Mrs. Micks.
all right, that last line, I want you to do it again. Now it's Mrs. Mix. And action.
No. It's Mrs. Micks. I'll be.
Like,
My name is Mix. What line do you say? Come on, try again, or
Come on, ask her again.
just give me that. Wait a minute, I'll tell you action, and then wait for a beat, and then do it. And action.
Come on, ask her again.
Perfect. And you say the demon thing. No, that's
No,
the
okay,
demons
no.
or some shit.
yeah, it's like demons or some shit.
Nah, man, that's for like demons or some shit.
Perfect. Give me a whoa, that last whoa that you do. When you,
Can you shake the table like you
Yeah,
always
yeah.
do? Okay. And I'll just follow suit.
go ahead.
Whoa.
I love it.
All right. I think that's a wrap. I just want to download it and just stand there. Let me see your hands. There you go. And stand there and look at this object. And then turn and walk away. You like walk. Yeah, that's perfect.
Whoa.
What the?
Wasn't an earthquake. That was Mrs. Micks.
Okay, well, that was really good.
I think that's pretty much good, I guess. Let me just see. Beautiful. I hope this has worked. We'll see. All right. Well, let me see. I think I really have nothing else to really talk about. That's basically the story.